Hello YouTube, my name is Nero and welcome back to the Fallout 4 playthrough. It has been so long since I have made an addition to this series. The reason why is, of course, we started with the Far Harbor DLC. We took a bit of a hiatus from this because the new survival mode was coming out at the time. I want to take some time to try to prepare this character for survival mode, and by doing that, I would go down to Diamond City, go on supply runs. I was building up here at the Starlight. Of course, I'm going to show you guys all things I've been working on, and I believe in here is where I was beginning to start to store some things. Like I made, yeah, so we got some like decent things in there and stuff like that. Okay. So that's what I was doing for the most part, but of course it took me a very long time to actually get through the entire Far Harbor DLC. It took me almost 2 months because it was actually quite a long DLC, as well as, of course, I was doing Madden, and of course I run 2 YouTube channels, and yada yada yada. Basically, I got lazy with it, I suppose. But we are back here with the Fallout 4 series. Now, the idea with this character, right, this is my Craig character, right? He was originally designed to be like a Craig the Psycho character, but as you guys are well aware, it's kind of hard to like roleplay as a crazy character or anything like that in Fallout 4. Like, you can say weird things, but ultimately you have voice acting, and you kind of just sound like a good guy no matter what you do. And why do I hear gunshots? Okay, those gunshots are way off in the distance. I thought we were being attacked again. I'll show you why we're probably being attacked, because of this arena that I built over here. So now he's just kind of Craig. He's just my melee character. He's a guy I'm trying to beat the game as a melee guy. And I don't think I'm going to be doing survival mode anymore. The reason why I don't want to do survival mode is because it's simply just going to take so long to do absolutely anything, where the whole point of this series is I would just like to beat the main story again and maybe make some different decisions I made with my original character. And of course have all the fun of trying to do it as a melee guy. Now of course my build is not very good. Oh man, I'm definitely having a little bit of difficulty doing damage and stuff like that, but these are my special stats and the things that I have invested in so far, which I really want to be like a Craig character. Like someone just runs at you and just beats you to death with a big melee weapon. So of course I have big leagues as high as I can get it. I'm working on the blacksmith as well as armor. I have a little bit of sneak just because I think I might need that. I have no intelligence really whatsoever, so Idiot Savant is pretty nice. I have moving target, which is pretty cool. I like that a lot, but I can't get the next one, I don't believe. Yeah, I got below 24 for the next one. Yeah, a little bit of ninja for sneak attack damage if I can actually get some sneak attacks off. We got adamantium skeleton to reduce a little bit of damage. And of course, we got life giver, which is going to slowly regenerate some of my lost health, as well as give me more max health. And of course, toughness. These are the things that I'm basically going with, and I think I'm going to be okay, but I'm going to be playing on the very hard difficulty. So we're going to go here to gameplay. I'm playing on very hard. It's basically the same thing as survival, except I can still fast travel. I don't need to sleep to save, and I don't think any of the penalties for like eating and stuff like that. I'm not entirely sure if that's the case. Right now, the only things I have on me are going to be puff out as well as alcohol addictions. But for the most part, it's going to be a little bit easier than survival, and I think that's going to be pretty good, because survival takes so absolutely long. If I ever want to finish this series, I think it'd be best to do it on very hard, because, like, for example, right, the next thing that we need to work on, picking up from where we left off, we could go back to talk to Preston Garvey up in Sanctuary. We could just do that, but I need to go discuss my findings with Nick, because we left off with the part where we confronted Kellogg, and we found out about our son, and so on and so forth. We killed Kellogg, and now we need to go back and talk to Nick about that. I'm up here at the Starlight, right? That is one heck of a run just to get to Diamond. Like, that's an entire episode in and of itself, just running there. And because people like to see, like, the entire, like, everything that's happening, it's like, I can't just, skip that. So we run down there, make a whole episode out of running, go talk to Nick, make an episode out of that, and then going, like, making progress towards our next thing, and just, it takes too long. So having fast travel stuff's gonna be pretty cool. You may notice some differences to my character here. I look a little bit different than previously, and that's because of all these supply runs that I was going on. I ended up finding a bunch of really cool stuff. I found Kate here, who is not exactly the best melee companion to have, but what's kind of cool about her is I gave her, wait a minute, how do I pull out my weapon? Okay, here we go. Yeah, there we go. See, she's got my old baseball bat with the blades on it. I gave her that. I think the best melee companion is actually Strong, which is a super mutant, but I don't really care to go do through all the things to unlock Strong and get him as my companion, nor do I want to run around with Strong. I'd rather run around with this nice Irish lass. Right, so I'm going to run around with her. I'm wearing Krognak's gear, I think. I found that, of course, in the comic book store. And yeah, so it's called Krognak Costume. Now, it increases my strength as well as melee damage while I have it equipped, so I think that's kind of cool. And then, of course, I have my typical stuff, which I just renamed so I wouldn't actually forget about it and accidentally, sell it or something like that. So we just have like a normal baseball helmet. We got left arm, left leg, right leg, and stuff like that. And of course, I'm still wearing the wedding ring. And as for a weapon, I bought a super sledge and upgraded it to a heated super sledge. It's the best melee weapon I have available right now. I'm not really going on my way to farm like better melee weapons or anything like that. If one of them drops, then sure. But for the time being, this thing's not too bad. I mean, look at it. Just look at it. All right, so I want to show you guys some of the things I was working on. This is one of the reasons why it took me so long to actually go back to posting to this series. I had the idea that I wanted to make like a big town here at the Starlight because I basically, on my main character, you guys know, I spent a lot of time working on Sanctuary. And so for here, I was like, it'd be really cool if I were to, make the Starlight kind of like my little town here. So I'd go get supplies, I'd come on back and, start building things. I made an arena. But I don't really like the idea of my arena, and I'll show you why. So we got fight here. This is going to be a really cool arena that I have set up, and people could spectate through there. And the idea was I have all of these things to trap raiders, which I did. I guess the bodies have despawned, but I had all these things to trap raiders, which I can turn on and off. And then on the other side of the arena, this is a cage for a bear. A big bear, which his body was here, but there was a big bear here. And I'm like, we can have these things where we, unleash these raiders to fight this bear. What happened was the bear killed all the raiders really, really quickly. And then after that, all the people in my settlement here were all freaked out because there's a bear in the area. And so they're all like sitting up here at the window and stuff like that, or trying to shoot them through walls, which is basically slowly but surely, tickling this bear to death with their bullets. And I felt bad. I don't like that, man. I got this bear walking around here all confused and angry and scared, just getting shot at and stuff. It's like, I don't like that. I don't like that very much. Now, there are some things that you can actually get to make it so, they would be passive with an animal like that walking around, but I don't have high enough charisma to actually unlock that thing. Let's see if I can actually find it. Now, heaven forbid, this is going to take ages. I can almost guarantee this is going to take ages for me to find. It wouldn't be under cages, would it? Small cages, arena. Let's see if it's under arena. Nope, not right there. Let's try miscellaneous. Okay, so we got quitting time siren. Then you got the beta wave emitter, which is going to be creatures released from cages while this is turned on will be non-aggressive towards you and your settlers, which would be pretty nice. But to have that, as you guys can see, I need to have Animal Friend as well as Wasteland Whisperer, which are, I believe, abilities that are very low in the Charisma tree. Let's see here. Yeah, I need 9 Charisma to have that. So, seems a little bit silly. I don't have 9 Charisma on this character. I only have 9 Charisma on my main character. So, I can't have that. So, every time I release that bear, he's just going to be all angry and stuff like that. I could potentially do something where, like, I don't know, maybe I get enough materials to make it so there's raiders on both sides and assign them to different teams. Wait, did they actually fight each other? I don't even know. It was a whole confusing process. I spent a lot of time actually building it together, but ultimately it kind of fell apart. And especially on this like uneven terrain, it definitely took me a while because I would just come over here and turn that on. Now, I believe, if I remember correctly, which I probably don't, that is going to shut all the doors, I believe. Look at it. Yeah, and look what I'm talking about with this uneven terrain. Like, it's so hard to actually build here. Now, let's go in here and look. No, that didn't close them. Actually, maybe it did. I think what that did is it maybe turned them on. I could be wrong. It's been so long since I messed with this. But these things may actually fill up with raiders. And, of course, if you have raiders being trapped in there, then other raiders are going to attack your settlement and so on and so forth. So it can be cool in that respect. But, yeah, it just didn't really work out for me. I think that was with the Wasteland Workshop DLC. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it. So yeah, that's basically all things I'd really been working on. Not really a lot of things, but I guess one of the things that we can do is actually begin to continue the series here. So we can start heading down to Diamond City, I guess, and continue on with some of the story. Sound good? Sounds good. All right, so we're going to go to the map here. And what's so fantastic about this is the fact that I can fast travel. Oh, it feels so good, guys. So there's actually going to be a couple of Madden episodes today. But unfortunately, there are going to be no Madden episodes today because I had an issue with my capture software. That is right. So I played 2 games for my Madden series. And as soon as I hit stop record on my Elgato capture software, it basically just crashed on me. Like, oh my gosh. But one of the cool things about Elgato is, for whatever reason, they basically have these backup files, right? And what's weird about these backup files is they're in this specific format, a TS format, whereas, most things are like MP4, right? They're in this weird TS format, which I can't actually put into Sony Vegas, which is kind of unfortunate. I can't just edit up the backup files. So what I had to do was I took those TS files, uploaded them to YouTube as unlisted, and then downloaded them via a website called Clip Converter, which allows me to download it in like full 1080p in an MP4 format. So the idea is I'm going to download all those files, which is actually taking a long time for whatever reason, even though I have really good internet, like I have over 200 down, it's still taking like half an hour to download each one of these videos for some reason. Probably a problem with the website. So basically the idea is I'm going to be downloading those things, and then I'm going to be able to actually edit together the backup footage, and it should actually be in a good quality. It's super annoying when stuff like this happens, because there's going to be weird cuts and stuff like that in the gameplay as a result of having to connect the backup files and stuff like that. But for the most part, it should be alright. So expect new Madden episodes in a couple of days or so, and just listen to how loud that motorcycle is outside. Goodness gracious, guys. I hate that, man. It's nothing I can really do about it, too. That's the thing. Like, I try to everything I can to, like, soundproof the office here, but ultimately I can't. I live on a road, and people drive by, and sometimes their penises are so micro that they have to have a really loud vehicle. It's just something that's going to have to happen. Can't really work around it or anything like that. But I hate it 'cause it's so immersion breaking, depending on the game that you're playing or the thing that I'm trying to do in the episode. But here we are back at the Valentine Detective Agency to give you guys a recap once again of what has been going on. We went and confronted Kellogg. We found out a little bit about the Institute.
I'm just asking for your opinion. It'd be a great quote.
He's my client, Piper. Why don't you learn not to snoop on a man's private affairs?
Well, well, speak of the devil.
You're back. And not with your son. What happened?
We learned about the Institute. We learned about the fact that our son is with the Institute. Those are basically all the things that happened in the last episode. Oh, where to begin? It's your fault. You were right.
Where do you want me to start? The part where Kellogg turned out to be working for the Institute? Or the part where he told me they have Sean?
The Institute? Oh, boy.
I'm sorry, friend. Truly. That makes things considerably more complicated.
He ain't kidding. Heck, Nick's a synth, and even he doesn't know how to get in.
No synth does. Security protocols strip those memories out.
I need a way in, man.
I need to find a way.
I've been investigating these creeps for over a year now. The Commonwealth's boogeyman. Feared and hated by everyone.
True enough.
Sometimes they snatch people in the middle of the night, and sometimes they leave old synths behind to remind us that they're out there, but to this day, there's one thing nobody really knows.
Where the Institute actually is. Or how to get in.
Exactly. But there's one person who has to know, right? The guy who just handed them Sean.
Kellogg. Huh.
Kellogg. Well, he's dead. I mean, I killed him dead myself.
Whatever you're thinking, it doesn't matter. He's dead.
Yeah. Figures the Institute's only man on the outside wouldn't be the type to be taken alive.
So, a murderer and a kidnapper gets his brains blown out by an avenging parent. Huh. Be a great ending if we didn't still have the biggest mystery in the Commonwealth to solve.
I'd do it again if I had the chance. What now? I regret it. I had no choice.
Doesn't matter what he knew. I'd kill him again in a heartbeat.
Gets his brains blown out. Huh. His brains. You know, we may not need the man at all.
You're talking crazy here, Nick. Got a fault in the old subroutines?
Look, there's a place in Good Neighbor called the Memory Den. Relive the past moments in your mind as clear as the day they happened. If anyone could get a dead brain to sing, it'll be Dr. Amari, the mind behind the memories.
Dr. Amari. Good idea. That's insane. So am I supposed to take his brain to him? I don't remember. I think he had components on him, didn't he?
I hope you're right, Nick.
Let's see. I guess we're gonna need a piece of Kellogg's brain. Enough gray matter to bring to Amari and find out if this is going to work.
Jesus, Nick. Gross. Seriously?
I know it's grisly, but what choice do we have? We got no leads. Nothing. That old Merc's brain just might have all the secrets we need to know.
I already have something.
Actually, I think I already have something. Kellogg had this thing attached to his head.
Cybernetics, huh? We may have just won the lottery.
Whether we're riding this crazy brain train or not, we can't all go running across the Commonwealth, so who's coming with you?
I have to go to the memory den either way, if I'm going to introduce you to Amari. But if you want to head there together, just say so.
I'm gonna keep Kate.
I already have someone with me. I'll meet you there, Nick.
All right. See you at the den. Don't worry. We're gonna get your boy back. Just a few more steps.
Well, you two are out. I'm gonna do some more research. I'll be at the public if you need me.